Hello? Oh, hi. Hi, guys. All right, you ready for this misunderstood panel? So, the characters on Winona Earp are not always what they seem, but Bobo, Mercedes, and Kate were some of the most misunderstood characters, because even when it didn't end well for them, we always kind of wanted to root for them, right? You know, whether she was Widow Mercedes or real Mercedes, Bobo, till the very end, you know, we held out hope. And these actors who brought these characters to life did an amazing job of showing us the humanity inside of the characters, which is what makes us love them so much. So even when they're at their worst, even when we weren't sure if they were on our side or not, or on Winona's side, we loved them. So please help me welcome them to the stage. Please welcome Dani Kind, Chantel Riley, and Michael Eklund.
Good morning.
Can I sit beside you?
Oh, okay, I'm coming closer.
Sorry, we're gonna make this panel the best panel of the day. Right?
No pressure.
Yeah. No pressure. No pressure.
So I guess we'll just start off, because the topic of the panel is misunderstood. And I think your characters all had an element of that. How do you feel like your character is kind of the most misunderstood by the people in Purgatory and the fans?
Let's all compete for who's more misunderstood.
Yes.
You want to go?
You go. No?
No? You want to
No?
go?
Okay, I guess I'll go.
Are you misunderstood?
I guess I'm considered very misunderstood. Rolled up to Purgatory in a bus with some sexy vampires, and we caused a little bit of trouble. But with Kate's situation, you know, she's a vampire, and she'd be biting some people every once in a while. Girls gotta eat. But her main purpose to coming there was for Doc and the love that she has for her husband. And so she did what she did in order to find him after all these years. And so really her main purpose was love. You know what I mean? And I think that's where she's the most misunderstood. Like,
Good
yeah,
answer.
she looks fabulous and she has amazing hair and clothes and makeup and her nails always on point. But like deep down inside, like she's a very lovely woman, a very loving woman.
See, I think that's the key, is like, the theme is misunderstood. Well, you're all misunderstood when you don't understand what a vampire needs to go through to survive. You know, we're all judging them from a human point of view, so
Right.
they are misunderstood. Bobo, who's a revenant, you don't know what it's like being stuck in a triangle, right? If you were him, you would try to get out of that triangle too. So is he really that bad? Is he? You'd want to leave and do everything you could possibly to
Yeah.
get out of that triangle. I don't think he's misunderstood.
Yeah.
I think you guys understand him very well. My opinion. What about you?
Can I steal your mic? Yes. Hi, Bonnie. I think, I don't know if Mercedes is misunderstood. I think maybe similarly to Winona, she speaks her mind and is a little forceful about what she wants. And I think that's like it's a small town mentality. So she automatically is a bit of an outsider. She dresses how she wants. The fashion in Purgatory is next level.
Right?
Considering it's like small town,
Like, where are they getting this stuff
next
from?
level. Yeah, I think she just doesn't go with the flow, so maybe that's why she's a little misunderstood, which I feel like is something everybody can relate to.
Do you guys feel like our three characters are misunderstood? Yes?
Yes,
Raise your
no.
hands if you think they are.
Interesting.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Maybe they're not misunderstood to us because we play them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we could play them as misunderstood, like how
No.
you can't play a villain as a villain.
No,
Right.
no.
Thank you.
So that's interesting. You said you can't play a villain as a villain, and I know Michael has talked about that before, and I'd like to hear your thoughts, and especially yours, Chantel, about how you approach a complicated character who, and at first, we didn't know if Kate was on our side or not. Like, she comes in as this vampire, and everybody kind of kept her like a little bit off to the side, right? So when trying to play someone who might be a villain or who is a villain or who turns into a villain because she loses her face, that has to do. How do you approach that, bringing that into the role for fans and keeping that mystery? Or do you actually not know where your character's going either?
Yes, a lot of it is that we have no idea what's going to happen. But I think coming into it and saying to yourself, I am a villain, probably takes away more from the depth of the character. I think if you just come into it as like a humanistic side and just be like, we all have our problems and we all have issues, and in the end, all of our characters are relatable in some kind of way. You know what I mean? I think that's the great part of being humans, is that we can all relate to something along the lines. You know what I mean? I feel like everyone here at some point in their life has met someone they love so much that they would do anything for them. You know what I mean? And for Kate, it just meant, being a vampire and finding, searching for the love of her life for like 1,000,001 years, but never aging, which is great. I love that part. That's like the best part. Like, I'm gonna look great forever. I think if you come into it as that, I think it takes away from it a bit.
I know when I was a kid and I started watching movies and TV, my mom was worried. Take it off.
I got it.
My mom was worried because she's like, why do you love the villains so much? And I think at the time I didn't know, and then as I got older, I think I realized that it was the villains that I identified more with because they were more like me. Because they were misunderstood, or they had problems, or I wasn't going around killing people, but they were conflicted. They had problems, whereas the heroes, they're squeaky clean and perfect. And I was like, that's not reality. And I think all of you will probably all have problems. You're all feeling maybe, misunderstood. Would you agree? Are you villains? No, you're good people.
Right.
We're good people, right? So I know my mom was worried. She was worried that I was going to grow up to be a bad guy. But I just liked what they were going through more than what the heroes were going through. Because the villains, they're trying to achieve an objective too.
Right.
It's just more on the shady side.
Yeah.
Because of the conditions that they're under. But I just find them more interesting to play, and then, like you brought up, you don't play them like a villain, because in our heads, they're the hero.
Right.
Like, I go on set, and Bobo's the hero of the show. He believes what he's doing is right. And it's your guys' job to watch the show, and he comes off as a villain, but in my mind, he's not. And I think, for me, I have to approach it like that, or I wouldn't enjoy playing it as much.
So I was trying to prep for this panel. I kept trying to think of a common thread between your characters.
It's hard.
It is a bit tricky, right? But the one word that came like popping up to the front was survivor, because all three of your characters kind of do whatever it takes to survive, and to push through. Your character actually, became a vampire to literally survive so she could go find Doc. Mercedes is a definite definition of a survivor, and in a physical sense, but also in the emotional sense, I think, too. And, Robert Spain turning into Bobo Del Rey, he did what he needed to survive. So I just wanted to see what you thought about your character's survival instincts and how that played into your role.
That just made me wonder who went to the hospital for Mercedes. Like, I wonder who was beside her bed. And it was interesting shooting that part where I was all bandaged up and got my face back looking in the mirror. forget, was April directing that? I forget who was directing it, but made it a really grounded moment, which I looked ridiculous doing, it was like the thing was all crazy, the bandages were crazy, but like grounded that. This is not answering your question at all. What was your question? Sorry, I went off on like a thing, and then I was like, who's at the hospital for her?
How is she a survivor?
How is Mercedes a survivor? Go ahead, guys. What happened just there?
Sure. Well, with Kate, she's centuries old, so you can only imagine the amount of stuff that she had to experience with her family, moving to Europe, and of course back then people didn't really take kindly to my folk, so surviving that, well, even now they don't take kindly to my folk, but yeah, just imagine
Such a loaded
like
thing to say. Like yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's what it was. So like just surviving that, and yeah, I could only imagine the amount of stuff that she had to see or go through just to search and find Doc. How many leads that she got, or how many leads that led to nothing, and so she was just following her heart. That's all she had, is just following her heart, her love, and trying to survive. She ran into Miss Clutie and Bullshar and all that trash that happened there, and
Trash.
honest to God. But yeah.
Well, and what is a survivor? It's like, to take it to like a deeper sense, which is where my mind always goes, it's like, it's our three characters aren't normal people. We have a set of conditions and obstacles that we have to live by. You're a vampire, right? You don't get to live like a human. You have a
Right.
lot of obstacles you have to overcome to even exist.
Right.
Bobo has endless. He started off as a human, was killed, came back as a revenant. Everyone hates him. He's abducting children to protect them, totally being, no one understands or appreciates what he's doing for the Earp family from the beginning, which is protecting them. He has a set of obstacles that he's trying to overcome, like all of you. We all have obstacles, and that's what makes you a survivor, is by the obstacles that you have to overcome. And our characters have extreme obstacles. They have a heightened reality because it's a TV show. One's a vampire, I'm a demon. What are you, a witch?
Exactly. What are you?
What I?
Okay, not normal things that the other people in the show. Doc can leave. They can all
Yeah,
leave the
yeah.
town and go have other lives. They choose to stay. That's their problem. I can't leave, or I
Right.
burn to a crisp. Those are all obstacles that I have to, or Bobo has to overcome to survive. No obstacles, you're not a survivor. We just have a lot of obstacles to deal with, which is something that I relate to, and that's what makes up life, I think. How you deal and overcome your obstacles. Just try to do it in a more positive way.
Yeah.
The show is really about us,
You're so deep.
right?
You want an answer? I don't have an answer because my brain was thinking that I haven't spent this much time with you before. I know, I really like
I
it,
just
but
met
also
you.
I could stare at your face forever. You're so
stop.
pretty. When you were talking, I was like, yeah.
You want to sit
We
together?
haven't.
You want to sit together? Here.
We haven't spent. No, it's
Hey.
okay. No, don't move, don't move.
I want to break up
We
this
haven't
love
spent this much time together, though.
Move over.
You want some? You want some Bonnie?
Hey, I love this jumpsuit.
Hi.
So cute. Hey guys. Some really cool people just snuck into our panel right now.
Hi, guys.
Got some celebrities in the house over here.
What are you doing? Are you
Celebs.
not so bored of us?
Oh,
I feel
babe.
the same.
Love
I
you.
feel the same. Sorry, Bonnie, I
distracted.
didn't answer your
Survival.
question. No, I don't have an answer. I went
Carry
upstairs
on.
and took like a 20-minute nap, and now I'm dumb. I just got like real dumb brain.
Okay, next.
Next question you ask, I'm fucking on it. Okay. Wait for it.
All right, well, you guys have a little love fest going on here. We might as well
Yeah.
talk about you guys maybe in season 4 becoming roommates. I mean, that seems like,
Yay! Wouldn't that be so
Let's
fun?
do that. I know, it'd be ridiculous.
It's like Three's Company.
yeah, yeah.
You coming over, babe?
Who is it, Mr. Roper?
I'm Jack Tripper.
Oh, you're Jack Tripper. Who's kind of creepy a little bit. But like in a really cool, great Bobo kind of way. Dumb brain.
Feel good, Dan.
I'm sorry, guys. What's your question?
Well, I mean,
I'm failing.
so like at the end,
Sorry,
at the end of
Bonnie.
season 3, when it was like just a little nugget that Mercedes just threw out there. Well, if you're going to stay, you know, we're going to have to talk redecorating. And my brain went in like 1,000 different directions about like how much fun that would be to actually see play out. You
Yeah,
guys being
I agree.
roommates.
Yeah.
But so it made me think, what do you think your character would hate about living with the other person? Like, what would drive them nuts, you know? Because when you have
that's
roommates,
interesting.
there's always that like dynamic of, they leave the dishes in the sink, or, you know.
I don't think they would do their own dishes.
Absolutely not.
No, I don't think they would clean. They would hire
Dishes.
a whole like crew of people to
Yeah.
handle that big house.
Why do people think bad guys don't clean? Why do we
Well,
always
they
live in
do.
messy
We
houses?
just don't- I know,
like
right?
we're
It's
crack
nasty.
junkies.
Can you picture Bobo with like a toilet scrubber just like cleaning the thing?
Plunger.
Hell yeah. He's got people to do that for him.
Every time I think of Bobo, I think of you doing that that scene where you
The
go
whipping?
out of the mental institution and whipping your.
Yeah,
It's good.
but he doesn't do that in his normal life.
Maybe.
He lives in a clean home, in a clean trailer.
Sure.
So you only see the outside of that trailer in season 1, but you go inside, it's
Palace.
amazing.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I feel like we would throw a lot of parties.
I think the same thing.
Yeah, and do a lot of online shopping
Absolutely.
and
It's like dinner parties.
guys are
yeah, like
degenerates.
catered shit.
Yeah, it's
and
gonna be,
like
it'd be really bougie for sure.
bougie.
I'm not
We'll
living
do
with
like
you
tarot
guys.
readings and all that shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We'd have the bombest Halloween parties though.
You and your crew?
Yeah.
I have no friends, so it'd be like you and all of your people.
All
and
my
me being
vampire
like,
people.
Yeah. I think we get along.
I think so too.
Yeah. So we're going to have to see this play out in season 4.
Sure.
I would like it.
I'll talk to Emily.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a spin-off.
I feel like we would invite you to every party we had. Though.
Of course.
He's not coming.
Why? He's so disrespectful.
I got other things to do.
You can't go anywhere. You're trapped. You got nothing else to do.
Maybe he can come clean for you with his like duster.
I'm just your guys' pool boy.
Ooh, yeah, baby.
Me in my
Take it
fur
up.
coat cleaning your pool, and your toilet.
Of course, it's
Always
the only
shirtless.
way.
Like thong and a fur coat.
It's the season's just right in itself. So your characters, you know, well, definitely yours, did a lot for love for the Earp sisters, and
Thank you for noticing.
one in particular was Willa. Do you think Bobo really loved Willa, or was it?
Yes,
Yes.
she's right there.
I know.
Stand up, Willa.
Natalie Krill!
I know, right?
How cute are you?
How could you not love Willa? Yes, Bobo 100% loved. Now, did it start that way? Yes, he abducted her when she was 9. Okay? Yes, he stalked Waverly and was her imaginary friend when she was 8.
What in the
But his
world?
intentions were good. And it said in the show,
That's what they all say.
okay, hold on. Now we're getting in. I'm going to take it deep again because
Oh,
that's
here
the
we
only
go.
place I know how to talk. Remember, like, I put in these little details and stuff like that because that stuff was very important to me. Like, why is this character keeping keeping these children in a treehouse? And it was important to me, like, nothing funny's going on. So, like, some of you notice, I paint the one finger blue, with the nail polish, and that represents something. I don't know if you people know that.
What is it?
Some people know. So, when you paint, it's against child abuse, and that kind of stuff. So I was like, I didn't tell anyone. I didn't ask Emily. I just kind of painted one of my fingernails blue on both hands, and that is a little symbol. That's what it represents. So you kind of know that there's no weirdness going on there. Plus, it was important for me in the script, in the dialogue, it said, Bobo he waited till... I'm justifying this in my own mind. He waited till she was of age.
Right.
She was of age, and she said yes. Bobo's a bad guy. He's bad.
Has anybody watched this show?
He's so misunderstood.
Has anybody watched the show Abducted in Plain Sight on Netflix? Yes? No? Okay, just give me those kind of vibes right now. Sorry.
When they get surprised at home?
What?
With the guy who surprises them at home?
No, it's the guy. It's from Netflix. It's like a documentary, and this dude, he kidnaps the little girl and tells her he has to have babies with her, or the aliens are gonna come. And it's very creepy.
It's not the same. Because Bobo abducted these children to protect them.
Right, protect.
Okay?
Yes, of course.
No, he did. If he didn't abduct these children young and keep them high up in a treehouse, away from everyone, bad things would have happened to them.
I've never seen you giggle more than you have in the last 5 minutes.
Love you.
You watch me firsthand understand that I'm so wrong about my own character.
It's just nice to see you flail a little bit. I like it.
Oh man. Sorry, guys. What's the question?
I don't know.
The question was, did Bobo love Will? I say yes.
Okay.
He did.
I felt like it was a simple
I
question.
think it was a one-sided thing. I think Bobo got used. Bobo got played.
Oof.
Did I not?
She's right there.
Willa?
She said, I remember nothing.
Yeah.
Are you regretting sitting in this room, guys, now?
No, but I think that's beautiful. I didn't know that you painted your nails as a symbol of that. That's beautiful.
Episode 1, season 1, those were important themes that I wanted to make sure that if you're paying attention, there was no child abuse going on other than kidnapping.
He's like, I'm done.
I love you, uncomfortable.
You're doing great, kid.
It's hard to moderate when I'm laughing. So, okay, so we're gonna go talk about Willa a little bit, but your character also did something for love. You turned into a vampire.
Gave up her whole entire
Yeah.
whatever.
Do you think
Mortality, I guess.
after everything played out in season 3, do you think Kate regrets being a vampire for Doc?
No. Nope.
Have you seen Tim Rosen?
That mustache? Come on. No,
Did you say mustache?
I sure did, babe.
Nice.
I'm very classy. I say mustache. No, I don't think she regrets it. Even now, even coming and finding him and knowing that he's moved on and has a whole baby.
As opposed to half a baby?
Right.
Yeah.
Not a half, a whole ass baby. She just loves him so much. Like you know what? I did some research on the actual Kate Holiday, and like she is the epitome of ride or die. I looked up a story in which, one time Doc was playing cards and got into some trouble, and they arrested him and had him locked up in some room. And Kate, in order to save him, literally lit like a bar next door on fire as a distraction, broke into the place where he was locked up and freed him so they could like run away together.
That is so cool.
Come on, right?
I would do that for someone.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she doesn't regret anything. She loves that dude now and forever and has no regrets, I don't think. As long as she could like be around him. You know what I mean? And now that he's a vampire, I mean, he's locked up in some garden somewhere. But, he could live forever, technically, right? So he's one of us.
I don't know. The jury's out on whether he's still a vampire.
Oh, come on.
Because he ascended the stairs.
So
and
the
he could
stairs
only
mean
be mortal.
he could turn back?
Yeah. There's a little.
Is that true?
There's.
Says who? You making this up? No. Where's Emily?
Yeah, Emily. We need to phone a friend. So we're going to open it up to audience questions. I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions.
I want to know if you love the Bullshar.
If I love him? No, hard no. Hard no. I talked yesterday a lot about Mercedes and Bullshar having sex and what that might look like or feel like or whatever. Right?
Would he keep the hat on or hat off?
What's the question? Oh, we're doing some. All right. Ask us
Morning.
anything you want.
Are you really sure?
There's no rules here.
Okay.
We're the misunderstood.
Yeah.
More to Kate and Mercedes, because you're planning on getting loads of people coming to your house and clean your house for you. Mercedes, how are you planning on keeping them on staff when Kate's probably going to try and bite a few of them?
Oh, God.
I think that's okay if she bites them because then they'll be our cleaning staff forever.
Yes.
Right? I think that's.
I like the way you think.
And then she gets fed, and then we get cleaned, and then I just whatever.
I like that. Suckers.
You're so giggly. You're so. This is the best.
I'm around my people.
Go ahead.
Next.
Hey guys,
Hi.
I'm just really glad I can be here because I won the ticket this year, and 2 years ago I couldn't be here to see Michael, so I'm really glad that he's here and I'm here, so it's an appreciation moment for me. And also I would like to tell you, Michael, that I really love your role on the show because you always give the ups and downs, and this always gives me the feeling that, oh, I want to root him for, and I just love this, how you acting that, you makes everyone feel like they love you, and then like they got broken heart because of you, but you always get back to that moment when we love you again and more and more. So I would like to thank that. You always gives the ups and downs.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello, we were talking about music the other day with a friend of mine. If you could have a soundtrack for your character, what would it be?
My song would be Crazy in Love by Beyonce.
Dani?
Boy.
Shit. It would have to be like a drag queeny kind of song. You know how there's women power ballads that drag queens perform
Yes.
to? Like a Whitney Houston, it would have to be something like that, I think. Really over the top.
Yeah.
Can't think of one song in my head right now. Seen a lot of drag shows.
Something,
Can't think.
something,
What?
we call it something, something.
I will. Hey, that's a great one. I will
Donna
survive. That's
Summer.
great. You guys are so much better at this than me. Yours is gonna be fucking psycho.
It's not actually.
Okay.
Mine's simple. There is a song I would play a lot when I play Bobo, and it's something fun, but it's also dark, and it's just something simple as the Rolling Stones' Sympathy for a Devil. Because there's sympathy for the devil.
Well, you are a devil in wolf's clothing, I must add. Have a great day.
You know what I
Thank
thought
you.
for you? It's because I'm a mom, but I immediately pictured your character, and then I thought, baby shark doo 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 doo.
Bobo shark doo 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 doo. Bobo shark doo 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 doo.
He's like, I don't know that song.
He's like, what the hell is that? Be glad that you don't know that.
Yeah.
Hi, I couldn't sleep last night for nerves. I do the panel after you.
You're so nervous for it?
No, not now.
Oh, good. You just had it?
No, after you.
Oh, it's coming up.
Yeah,
Next. And you couldn't sleep last night?
I couldn't sleep last night. I've had like 3-4 hours sleep at tops. But
Same.
I was wondering, what was the most nervous you've ever been on a set or on an acting job, and how you got over that?
I don't think I ever get over it. I'm nervous every day I go to work. But like, I think that my association to nerves has changed over the years. Every audition I have, I get super nervous. But I think that now, it used to be a little debilitating for me, and now it's, I associate it to being excited and passionate for what I'm doing. So when I feel nervous, I want to plow through it, and I want to feel more nervous. And if I'm not feeling nervous about something, then I probably shouldn't be there. So if I have a job where I'm not nervous, I'm like, fuck, this is just going to be a job, and that kind of sucks.
Yep.
But I'm going to have to go up, like I'm going to have to show up to work, do my job, and go home. Whereas if I don't feel like I'm going to shit my pants or puke before they call action, then what is the point of signing up for this weird lifestyle, you know? I would always like to feel, even in my personal life, I'm trying really hard to push myself to feel as uncomfortable as I can, especially right now. You guys?
You?
Oh, is that for all of us?
Yeah.
Yes. Everything she just said. I second that.
I get nervous all the time. Like you said, before an audition, when I first started acting, I would go into the bathroom and throw up. My first acting job I ever got, I was fired from the set. So before I even said a line, they fired me. So I was scarred for years, being afraid of being on set and directors, and so I had extreme anxiety and stress. And when you asked that question, I had to sit here and really think about how did I cope with that. And what I found was, I think and this is just me, I'm not trying to tell anybody what to do, but I found for myself, the more I tried to pretend I wasn't nervous, the more nervous I got. Yes. And then when I realized the more honest I was, that I'm scared. And the more I was just open with it, I realized everybody's scared. They're scared, you're scared, the other actors were scared. And they were like, I'm scared too. And then it became, and then I realized that everybody's just the same. And then I realized if everybody's the same, and we're all scared and we're all nervous, at least what are we nervous about? Because we're all feeling the same thing. And then I felt like I wasn't the only one. And then once I felt like I wasn't the only one, I felt like I had people around me who understood. And when I went up to another actor or another director, I'm like, hey, I'm kind of nervous about this. They'd be like, that's cool. And it became a lot easier. So I guess to answer your question, when I became honest with myself and felt comfortable with just sharing how nervous and scared I was, it got easier. And then the more I hid it and tried to pretend I wasn't, it just got worse. Now I just come out and tell, like, I'm freaking out, or can you help me? Asking for help changed everything. It's way easier to be honest than not.
It also frees other people up. Like when you're honest, it gives me permission to be honest.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It, like especially on a set or well, just in life.
When one person does it, then
Yeah.
they
Trickles
feel
down to everybody
open
else.
so that they can.
Yeah.
And it's so much less draining just to
Yes.
be
So true.
honest than to just pretend
Yeah.
and lie. It takes so much energy to fake how you're feeling instead of just being yourself. And I'll tell you, the more times you just are free and honest with being yourself, nobody laughs at you because they're all exactly like you. Nobody does. And the ones that do, they're assholes anyway.
That's true.
And they're lying to themselves.
They'll have to say they're fakers too.
Anybody who says they're not nervous or scared and they got it all figured out, they don't.
Liars.
They're lying harder than everyone.
You're fake. You're lying.
Yeah.
Hi, I just wanted to ask what your favourite thing about your characters is.
I thought you left. You tweeted me that you left.
No, it was
Stay out of her
because I don't meet
business.
you.
I'm sorry.
I've not got any other extras with you, so I forgot to say bye then.
Oh, bye. Well, wait, Lauren, what was your question?
What's your favourite thing about your characters?
What is our favorite thing about our characters?
Yeah.
I like being, I think I come across in my life as an extrovert, but I'm not. I like to spend a lot of time by myself, and I get quite shy, and I'm quite introverted. So I like being able to play a character that is so big with her body and big with her voice, and because I don't operate like that in my life. So it's a really nice thing to put on for a little bit, and then take off and put it back. Yeah.
I really love and respect Kate's confidence. You know, she's very independent. Like, she's traveled how many years and how many places by herself, or with a crew of vampires, some pink fog. But she's very independent, and she could literally walk into any room and be comfortable and not care what anybody thinks about her. And I feel like I'm trying to take a little bit of that and put into my own life as well.
That's good. I don't know what my favorite thing about Bobo is, but I know what my favorite thing to play him is, and it's being put in scenes with all the other different characters in the show, because he has such a different relationship with everyone. So if you put him in a room with Waverly, you're gonna get that dynamic, but if you put him in a scene with Doc, you see what happens when that happens. So what I'm excited about, if Bobo comes back, I'd like to do some scenes with Nicole, because we haven't done any scenes together really. What's their relationship, or Nedley? I'd love to do a scene with Nedley.
That'd be interesting.
I think he would stand up to Bobo. I don't think he would take any shit from him. He scares me. But I like, and then I just like the fur coats, really.
So good.
I like his clothes.
Hi, my question is for Dani. I'm a big fan of Working Moms as well as...
Thank you.
And my question is, if Anne came to Purgatory to do some therapy sessions with some of the residents, what would her professional opinion on them be, and what advice would she give them?
Oh man, Anne Carlson has alluded to taking drugs on the side, and I think that she would take a lot of drugs in Purgatory to get through that. That would be fascinating.
Yikes.
I don't even know who she would sit down with first. I don't know what she would say. I'm going to pitch that to Catherine Reitman, and we'll see how that works. The crossover between these two shows and the actors is like mind-blowing. It's so crazy. Ryan Belleville was on this show playing the crazy doctor. I don't know his name. And what was it?
Reggie.
And what a cool role for him, because he's the sweetest, funniest man on the planet. And yeah, when I saw him on the show, I was like, wait, what? Yeah, and Varun has been on our show. Natalie has been on our show as a crazy stalker. We've had a lot of people. Somebody asked if, somebody pitched yesterday, Melanie should come on.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, that'd be super fun.
With her actual kids.
With her actual kids.
Actual babies.
So sweet. I'll ask Catherine Reitman about that.
Dani, do you think that Anne and Mercedes would be friends?
No. I think Anne would crush Mercedes. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so that's about all the time that we have right now.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
That's just so much fun. Thank you guys so much. One of the
Thank
most
you.
entertaining panels
Thanks,
I've ever been
guys.
on.
Thank
you.
you.
Give it up for Michael, Eklund, Dani,